This is ONC Fall Election Night 2023, live from Pentaversary Plaza at the ONC Meeting Grounds, and hosted by FTV Funtime Videos. Welcome, fellow noobsters, to the ONC Election Night of the fall of 2023. We are incredibly excited to be electing a brand new leader tonight. If any of you have been in the club for a while, you will know about the tumultuous state of the club's leadership. After a year of hard work, the ONC continues to suffer from the effects of its inactivity crisis. In fact, inactivity has been abysmal to the point where we could not locate capable candidates for group leadership. As a result, we have been in the ONC's first era of leaderlessness, which began on November 4th of 2023 after Not Curie's term of leadership ended. We are hoping this election will put an end to this era of leaderlessness, and we are hoping that tonight's victor will elevate the club to new heights and save it from its current state. Now, with all of that being said now, we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna jump right into it by revealing the two candidates for this election. So first of all, we have FYYTHRTGH I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce that username, but he is one of the two candidates that will be competing for the group leadership. Pictured here are some of his responses to his initial application for leadership. This particular club member is actually a new club member. He's only been in the club for, I'd estimate about less than a week. So he is, as I said, a newer member. So therefore, I can't really comment a whole lot about this candidate because he has not, as far as I'm aware of, has not really partaken in any of the club's activities, and we really have not hosted any activities as of recently due to the lack of having a leader. But yeah, this is one of the candidates. But we also have a second candidate by the name of Roblox is Cool 8222. And, compared to the previous candidate we spoke about, Roblox is Cool actually shows some more interest and passion for the club, as is evident from his responses to the leadership application questions. But just like the previous candidate, Roblox is Cool also is also a newer leader, a newer club member, and also a newer candidate for leadership. So I can't really comment a whole lot either on this particular candidate just because he has not been in the club for a very long time. But he does show some promise. Now, of course, as I'm sure many of you probably can remember, the previous group leader, Not Curie, he was also a brand new member of the club when he initially became group leader. He had only been a member of the club for about a week or two. And he also did show some promise. He laid out some of the plans and his aspirations for what he wanted to accomplish as group leader. And there seemed to be some hope about the club growing under his leadership. But as we know, that was not the case, unfortunately. And although he did complete his entire tenure of 6 months of leadership, he did not really, he failed to meet many of his promises, and it seems like we didn't really progress much from since May 4th, which was when he was elected as group leader. Um, so right now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go over here. This is currently the ONC meeting grounds. I have no idea why. How did a window at the ONC cafe break? I have no idea. But this is currently live from the ONC meeting grounds. We have some members here. Um, just I'm pretty sure the one of the candidates, I think Roblox is cool, is here. He has been pretty active as of recently compared to the other candidate on the ballot. Um, if any of you who are watching would like to stop by the ONC meeting grounds, feel free to stop by. We are live right now from the ONC meeting grounds. Now, with that being said, I want to actually begin now the actual I guess program for the election night by first speaking about the new election system for the fall of 2023. Now, something I would like to clarify first of all is that unlike the previous election, the candidates in this election will be competing in order to win the leadership, but the terms of leadership have changed from the previous 6 month tenures. Now it's 4 months, which means that the next election will be on March 4th. And whoever wins the election will be serving as group leader for only a total of 4 months. They will have the option to run again in March. But given, some of the situations that have occurred with the leadership position throughout this year, we have decided to shorten the span of time for which the leadership lasts, shortening it from 6 months to 4 months. We're going to be testing that idea out. And there's also a new election system that we will be using for this specific election. Spoiler alert, by the next election, we will be adopting a brand new election system that is somewhat similar to this one, but not exactly. Because there are some pretty significant changes that will be taking place in the club for next year, which we will be slowly rolling out throughout the next few weeks or months. But we would like to just, for the sake of this election night, I want to just go over how this election system works. So basically, as you can see, there is a vote distribution. 20% of the vote is from simply new members of the club or members of the club who have not really been heavily active. They represent 20% of the entire vote. Meanwhile, the rest of the club, which is members who have been active, who have participated in events, who have contributed more substantially or have been with us for a longer period of time, most of those members will fall under the 80%, which is the rest of the club. And so there are like a number of votes. Here you can read, it says the rest of the club's votes fall under the rest of the club distribution, and voters cast a different value of votes based on their rank. So basically, suppose that someone who is an active noobster votes for candidate A. Suppose there's candidate A and candidate B. Suppose that an active noobster votes for candidate A. If he votes for candidate A, his vote, which would be 2 votes, would go into the rest of the club, into that 80%. And since out of all the votes, 2 votes are for candidate A, then that means that that candidate has the entire 80% of the rest of the club vote. And then maybe if some member of the club who has the basic role of noobster, if he elects candidate B, then all of since that is the only vote that there is, then the entire 20% of the noobster vote goes to candidate B, unless, let's say, another member of the club with a noobster role decides to vote for candidate A instead of candidate B. Now suddenly there are 2 votes, 1 vote for candidate B, 1 vote for candidate A. They're both within the noobster votes distribution, which means that candidate A gets 10% of the noobster vote, and candidate B gets the other remaining 10%. And that is sort of a brief summary of how that works. I'm hoping that makes sense. And also, for those who are watching the stream currently, please let me know if you can hear my voice clearly, because I have no indication of whether you all can hear me well or not. I'm just like assuming. I'm just assuming that all of you can hear me well. But that is, in summary, how this new election system works. If that did not make sense, hopefully it'll make sense as we go through this election process tonight. But that is, in summary, how it works. And the goal for both of the candidates tonight is simply to get over 50% of the entire vote, which is like the rest of the club vote and the noobster vote combined. That makes 100%. Whichever candidate wins needs to get over 50% of the vote. I'm just going to go over here to this slide over here. So this is the rest of the ranks, the rest of the roles that were not over here. They're over here. So for example, if you're an exceptional noobster, the club founder, or the partner developer, you get 4 votes within the rest of the club voter distribution. And the same applies for all of the roles stated beneath the 3 votes. Now, just for some context, I did not actually vote for this election. I do believe I voted last year, not last election cycle, but I believe I voted last year, whenever Kandaki was elected. I believe I voted in that election, but I am not voting in this election. So I'm just putting that out there, I guess, for historical context or whatnot. But yeah, but that basically summarizes how the election system works. Now, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start actually with the election process tonight. I think it's a very exciting part of the election process. And so, I believe the first vote that we will be revealing is the noobster vote. We're going to be finding out who has won the noobster vote, who gets what portion of that 20%, which is a pretty important part of the vote. I think all parts of the vote are important, but the noobster vote, I think, is pretty important just in the sense that it kind of gives a better idea of what current members of the club think, newer members of the club think, just kind of, it's more reflective of, I guess, what would be the popular vote. But without any further hesitation, we're just going to go ahead and reveal that the 1 noobster votes are in. These are the votes from the basic, from the members of the club who have the basic role. And as you can see, Roblox is Cool 8222 has 100% of the 1 noobster vote. Which means, in other words, oh, I actually just realized I forgot. Okay, there it is. So, 100% of the votes for the noobster role have been given to Roblox is Cool 8222. So that is an amazing start for Roblox is Cool, which means that actually Roblox is Cool has 20% of the overall vote. Meanwhile, our other candidate has 0%, as he has not won any of the like the noobster votes. We still do not have the other vote, which is the rest of the club's vote. We still do not have that. Okay, it seems that some members are approaching the camera. That is interesting. I hope everyone out there at the ONC meeting grounds is enjoying the stream, enjoying the time out there. Now, with that being said, we're updating. Roblox is Cool 8222 is in the lead as we speak with 20% versus 0% of the vote. So currently, it's looking pretty promising for Roblox's cool. And also, to be fair, I do actually want to mention one other fact that I'm pretty sure everyone who is at the ONC meeting grounds, or who is watching the stream, or who is in the ONC communication server, I'm sure is aware that this year the election, first of all, besides just being delayed, because it has been delayed, typically the election, especially the fall election, takes place in October, but this time it took place in November because we cannot locate any, you know, any candidates who were willing to run for the election. And so this election has been pretty strange because of that fact. And so there's been a lot of strange things that are atypical for an ONC election. And in line with that is the fact that the vote took place in the ONC communication server. It took place in the Discord server instead of taking place within the ONC headquarters, which is where the vote is typically taken. And so that also means that all the votes are actually available publicly, which means that potentially you all can probably guess who has won the election right now, since all of those votes are available to the public, or at least the club members. But that being said, here we are at the ONC meeting grounds, live. We are going to shift the camera though from its current position, and we're just gonna go to do a little traveling around. It seems like the ONC meeting grounds is kind of in bad shape, as we speak. I also do want to actually mention, because there was never an official announcement over this, but the ONC headquarters has now been moved alongside the ONC meeting grounds. This, what you're seeing right now on screen, is the new ONC headquarters, which right now it's not fully completed, but most of it is there, so anyone can just like go in. It features a ranking center. It features the ONC Cafe, another location for the ONC Cafe, some office space, a conference room, and there are a few other rooms that are still under construction that will be hopefully available soon for whoever becomes the group leader, for them to use, and for other staff members of the ONC to use. So that's pretty exciting. Definitely a goal that I'd like to have is to provide the group leader and other staff members of the club the resources to host any event that they wish, or at least provide more resources than what they currently have. That's going to be a goal that will hopefully be met this year. But with that being said, the current vote is 0% versus 20%. And before we move onwards, we have received the vote for the event organizers. We have received a confirmation on that vote, and according to that confirmation, all of the votes from the event organizers role were in favor of Roblox is Cool 80222, which means that at least for the time being, we can project that Roblox is Cool 8222 will likely be the group leader. However, we cannot confirm that because we still have the rest of the club's votes to take into account. But it does seem pretty promising currently. And also, of course, the other candidate is not at the ONC meeting grounds, which is like I said, there were actually, I do want to mention, 3 total applicants for group leader. And we chose the 2 candidates with the strongest applications, and those are the 2 who are competing tonight for this election. And so that's just a little detail I wanted to throw out there. But yeah, with that being said, I do hope everyone is enjoying their time. I'm not sure where everyone is at because I can't see anyone from the camera over here at the ONC comments. So I have no idea where everyone went, but I hope all of you are having a good time currently. So, with that being said, um, I really don't know what else to talk about while we await the rest of the votes to come in. So I guess I'm not sure if anyone who is watching in the stream would like to just chat in the live chat. Give us your thoughts about the stream. Give us your thoughts about the ONC in general. What are some things that you'd like to see the new group leader do as we as we approach that very exciting announcement of who will be the next group leader. So I'm currently actually monitoring the stream. It seems like the stream is struggling a little bit. I'm not sure if you all can see the stream well, but please let me know in the live chat whether you can or you cannot, so that I can take care of things in case the stream is just going horribly because I have no idea. Um, so anyways, um, I'm not sure what to see. I'm gonna see over here with the camera. It seems that everyone else is at the ONC meeting center. Here we have one member. I'm not sure who they are. But this is actually currently the ONC meeting center. It seems like some of the photos over here have fallen down. That's not good. That's not a good sign. This is also currently all of the event organizers and the current... I'm not really the group leader at the moment. I'm just the club founder. I am not the acting group leader at this very moment. As I said, we are in what is known as a leaderless era because there is no real group leader at the moment. I have been overseeing, like, just, the club, moderating it, just, supervising it. That's what I've been doing as club founder in the meantime while we elect a new group leader. So this is actually a pretty exciting time, but one of also some concern because as we have stated, I think earlier in this stream, previous group leaders, especially those who are new to the club, there just seems to be like some sense of concern because historically, or as we have seen in recent times, the recent group leaders simply have not, like, they've not really had that passion to drive them towards becoming as good of a leader as possible. And I think there's some doubt, perhaps, amongst club members over just whether they can trust the group leader in helping the club succeed and helping the club become more active. And as I said, we've been through this club inactivity crisis throughout most of this year, and it would be astounding if we could finally break away from that this year with this election. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead. We have received some news that the rest of the club's votes have actually already come in and have been confirmed. We repeat, the rest of the votes have been confirmed. I think we are almost ready to make an announcement. So if anybody who is at the ONC meeting grounds would like to arrive here at the ONC Commons, if anyone would like to arrive here at the ONC Commons around the noob statue, then please, I would encourage you to do that now, because we are about to make the big announcement of the night, which is who has won the election. That's the vote, that's the announcement we're going to be making here momentarily. So, if anyone who's at the ONC meeting grounds would like to approach the noob statue, we are almost ready to make a big announcement. We are almost ready to make an announcement. So I hope all of you are excited for the announcement, for tonight's announcement. I would say a long-awaited announcement, but it has not really been long-awaited. The election really has been actually, comparably to past elections, has been quite rushed. As it only really, the election time period was only about 2 days. So it's definitely one of the more rushed elections. So, anyways, with that being said, we are ready. We are ready for the big moment of the night. Who will become the ONC's 6th group leader? I believe it is the 6th group leader. I hope I'm not wrong with that statement. And here we go. Without further delay, I don't know what just happened. There it is. The rest of the club votes are in. And for the first time in the club's history, every vote casted in this election has been for Roblox's cool 8222. That is the first time this happens in the club. But then again, it is also this is only the 3rd election we've ever had in the club. But congratulations to Roblox's cool 8222. You have become the group leader of the ONC, the group leader elect of the ONC, and currently expected to become the ONC's 6th group leader after winning 100% of the vote. Once again, congratulations. If I had some music to play, some like exciting victory music, I would, but for some reason I completely forgot to include that. Last year we did play some cool victory music. This year we did not. But congratulations to the new group leader. We wish you the best, and we will work alongside you, hopefully, to help you in this transitioning process, becoming the group leader. Tonight is another moment in history, just as it was a year ago, or rather, a little over a year ago when Kandaki was first elected as group leader. This is the 2nd stream for an election. We did not actually stream the spring election of this year. Unfortunately, because of the odd nature of the spring election, of how it was just rushed. We had originally 3 candidates, just like in this election, but then 2 candidates just like left the club, basically gave up with their campaigns. Not Curry was the only remaining candidate, and so the club was quite in need of a leader, and so he was elected as group leader. 67% of the vote. So this is actually quite the achievement, because not Curry, which was the previous group leader, he actually only got 67% of the vote. And Kandeki, if I remember correctly, got about 83% perhaps. I'm not sure what it would translate to in the new election system. But with that being said, yeah, that is the election night. It has been an exciting night, a very fun night, I'm sure. And yeah, and just thanks to everyone who has stopped by the live stream everyone who decided to take some time, um, to stop by the ONC meeting grounds. It means a lot to see this amount of support, especially at a time when the club is going through arguably one of its most, I guess, challenging time periods. Um, just due to the era of leaderlessness, the club inactivity crisis, and so like I said, it means a lot, um, to see people out here. But with that being said, Roblox is cool. 80-222. We repeat, seems to be like he will be the ONC 6 group leader, and his term will begin actually today, November 20th of 2023, and will end on March 4th, 2023. Of course, assuming that nothing funky happens from then until March 4th, because as we know, historically, there have been a few incidents with some group leaders. Hopefully those incidents will not be repeated. But yeah, just congratulations. If wherever the group leader is, if they would like to perhaps make a few quick statements in front of the noob statue, feel free to do that right now. Typically, what we would do in an election is, like, the group leader will prepare like a speech, or they will write an inaugural speech, which will be like broadcasted as a letter, which will be published as a letter. That's usually how it works, but this time this was really just like very quickly put together. This whole stream, everything was quite quickly put together, so I think this should work fine, hopefully. So yeah, so take it from here. Roblox is cool. 8222. Take it from here and just say anything that you'd like for other club members to know. Well, thank you, Roblox School 8222, for delivering that acceptance speech. It is very greatly appreciated, and I'm sure members of the club appreciate those words as well of encouragement. Um, Now, um, with that being said, this does conclude the ONC election night for the fall of 2023. There will perhaps be plans to hold an inauguration ceremony, as has been the custom. Uh, Originally, it typically took place on November 4th, and it would take place here at the ONC Meeting Center. Of course, I'm not entirely certain if that will be the case for this election cycle. It depends. We might be able to organize an inauguration ceremony just to continue with tradition. That might be something that we do end up doing. But of course, we're not quite certain at the moment. Um, but with that being said, uh, thank you so much to everyone. Um, to everyone out here who has attended this event, who has attended this night of celebration. Um, and yeah, just thank you to everyone. And yeah, I mean, I'm not, not sure what else to say. Um, yeah, just thanks so much. And like I said, we wish the group leader all the best. The new group leader of the ONC, the ONC sixth group leader. We wish you the best. We wish you the best. And before ending the stream, we will just, as tradition, we will ring the bell that we usually ring on Inauguration Day. I think it is pretty fitting. And with that ringing of the bell, this now officially concludes the ONC election night for the fall of 2023. We wish the group leader the best. Hopefully there will be more news to come, and hopefully an exciting future for the ONC, or at the very least an exciting future for the next 4 months. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this stream and attend this event, fellow noobsters. And with that being said, this concludes the event. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next... Actually, never mind. Let me, before ending the stream, let me remind you all that tomorrow, I believe at 8 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, I do not recall correctly, there will be the premiere of the ONC's, of the recording to the ONC's first ever meeting, which took place on December 22nd, 2018. It will premiere tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central Time. So if you can, stop by the ONC YouTube channel and join us in that premiere of that very historical recording. But with that being said, like I said, this now officially concludes the ONC election night for the fall of 2023. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you all hopefully tomorrow at the premiere of the ONC's first meeting recording.